Picture a river, wild and untamed, coursing through the heart of a rugged valley. It surges with purpose, carving stone into canyons over centuries, shaping the very earth with its relentless flow. But what happens when it's tempted to spill over its banks, lured by the promise of a quicker, easier path? The river loses its way, scattering its strength across shallow plains, delaying the legacy it was meant to etch into history. You, too, stand at such a crossroads. Every day the seduction of ease beckons, whispering promises of rest, instant gratification, and escape from the grind. Why do you resist the steady current of consistency in favor of fleeting comfort? In this journey of forcing yourself to be consistent, where everything falls into place, we begin by facing this truth. Straying from your path only delays the masterpiece you're meant to create. Feel the pull of distraction, acknowledge it, but stand firm. Your legacy, like the river's canyon, awaits your unwavering resolve. Let's dive into the heart of this struggle and uncover why ease so often wins and how you can reclaim your course. Imagine yourself lacing up new running shoes, your heart pounding with determination. You've decided to transform your body, to build strength, to feel alive in a way you haven't in years. Day one, you hit the pavement. Your legs burn. Your breath comes in ragged gasps, but you push through. Day two, the ache sets in, yet you drag yourself out again, fueled by the vision of who you'll become. But by day four, the bed feels softer, the couch more inviting. Rain taps at your window, and a voice whispers, "Rest today. You've earned it." One skipped day turns into three, then a week. The shoes gather dust in the corner, and that fire in your chest dims to a flicker. You've spilled over your banks, lured by the comfort of stillness, abandoning the path you swore to tread. The mirror reflects not just your body, but your choice, a choice to let ease steal your momentum. What if you had pushed through that fourth day? What if you had reminded yourself that pain is temporary, but the strength you're forging lasts forever? Like a river tempted to scatter its waters, you've delayed the deep cut of progress by seeking shallow relief. The lesson stings but shines clear. Consistency isn't about feeling ready every day. It's about showing up when you'd rather hide. Your body, your will, your future. They wait for you to return to the current, to carve your path one step at a time. No matter how heavy the load feels, ease seduced you, but it doesn't own you. You can step back into the flow. Now, see yourself as an aspiring writer, a dreamer with a story burning inside you. You've always wanted to write a novel, to pour your soul onto pages that might one day move others. You set a goal, write 500 words a day, no matter what. The first few days, words spill out like a rushing stream, imperfect but alive. You feel unstoppable. Then, life creeps in. A friend invites you out for drinks. A social media scroll turns into an hour, and suddenly, the day's writing window vanishes. "I'll write tomorrow," you tell yourself, easing the guilt with a promise. Tomorrow becomes the next day, then the next week. Months pass, and your document sits untouched, a silent monument to what could have been. The seduction of distraction, of laughter, likes, and fleeting fun has pulled you from your riverbed. Your legacy, that novel, remains a whisper in your mind, delayed by the lure of the immediate. What might have happened if you'd guarded those 500 words like a sacred ritual? What if you'd turned down one night out to stay in the flow? A river doesn't carve stone by rushing aimlessly. It does so by holding its course, day after day, through storms and calm alike. Your unwritten novel isn't lost, it's waiting. The lesson here cuts deep. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's a quiet battle against the pull of now. You strayed, tempted by social ease, but you can return. Pick up the pen, write one sentence. Let your river flow again, and watch how it begins to shape something timeless. Why do you so often choose the shallow path over the deep, enduring one? Think about it. How many times have you traded a hard-won step forward for the soft cushion of comfort? The seduction of ease is a siren call, singing of rest, of just this once, of a life without struggle. But ease is a thief. It robs you of growth while you sleep, lulling you into a haze where dreams dissolve into regrets. Like a river tempted to spill over its banks, You scatter your energy across fleeting pleasures, leaving no mark on the stone of your potential. A river's power isn't in its width, but in its focus, its refusal to stray, its persistence in cutting deeper with every passing day. So it is with you. Consistency isn't a burden, it's your blade, your tool to sculpt a life of meaning. Consider the cost of straying. Every time you choose ease over effort, you delay the carving of your legacy. That fitness goal, that novel, that skill you swore to master, they don't vanish. They wait, buried beneath layers of excuses. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. You weren't born to wander aimlessly across the plains of someday. You were born to flow with purpose, to shape mountains into valleys, to leave a mark that time itself cannot erase. So, why do you resist the steady current? What are you truly afraid of? Effort, or the greatness it might reveal? Let's go deeper. Ease isn't just a temptation, it's a false sanctuary. You retreat to it, thinking it shelters you from failure, from pain, from the raw edges of growth. But what does it truly offer? A moment's relief, perhaps, but at the cost of your vision. When you skip that workout, when you silence that inner writer, you're not resting, you're hiding. You're a river, spilling over into muddy flats, losing the force that could have reshaped the world around you. Ease promises safety, but it delivers stagnation. It's a swamp where dreams drown, where the fire of your potential sputters out in the damp air of later. Ask yourself, how many ambitions have you buried under the weight of, "I'll do it tomorrow"? How many canyons remain uncarved because you feared the slow, grinding work of consistency? A river doesn't become a force by avoiding its path. It becomes one by embracing the resistance of rock, by pushing through until the impossible yields. You too must face the stone. Pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. Fatigue is not your end, it's your forge. The seduction of ease will always whisper, but you don't have to listen. Hold your course. Let your steady flow turn obstacles into monuments of your will. When the lure of ease tugs at you, pause. Don't react. Don't surrender. Take a breath and guard your current like a river defends its path. Ask yourself one simple question. Will this choice move me closer to my legacy or scatter my strength? If the answer is the latter, step back. Refocus. Write down one reason why you started. Be it to feel stronger, to write that novel, or to build something lasting. Let that reason anchor you. Then, commit to one small action. Not a grand gesture, but a single step, a 10-minute walk, a single paragraph, a moment of focus. Small actions stack like stones in a riverbed, building momentum over time. Create a ritual to shield yourself from distraction. Set a specific time each day for your work and treat it as non-negotiable. Turn off notifications. Tell friends you're unavailable and carve out a space where ease cannot intrude. If the temptation to quit creeps in, counter it with a visual reminder, a photo of your goal, a quote that ignites your fire. Remember, consistency isn't about perfection, it's about returning to the flow, even after you've strayed. You're not a failure for stumbling, you're a warrior for standing again. Guard your current. One step today shapes the canyon of tomorrow. Before you give in to the seduction of ease, measure its cost. When you're tempted to skip a day, to choose comfort over commitment, stop and visualize the trade-off. Picture yourself a year from now, having chosen ease repeatedly. What do you see? A body unchanged, a story unwritten, a dream still just a dream. Now, contrast that with the version of you who stayed the course. See the strength in your frame, the finished manuscript on your desk, the pride in your chest. Which future do you want to build? Write down this choice in a journal. Make it real. Let the weight of what could be outweigh the fleeting relief of what is. Set a daily checkpoint. At the end of each day, ask, did I hold my path or did I spill over? Be honest. If you strayed, don't wallow. Plan one action for tomorrow to get back on track. If you stayed true, celebrate it. Even if the win feels small, track your consistency on a calendar or app, marking each day you showed up. Those marks become your map, proof that you're carving something real. Ease may tempt you, but its price is always higher than the grind. Choose the path of depth, measure the cost, and let it fuel your resolve. You've walked through the seduction of ease, felt its pull, and seen how it scatters your strength like a river spilling over its banks. You've witnessed the fitness journey abandoned, the novel left unwritten, and you've faced the hard truth. Choosing comfort over consistency delays the legacy you're meant to carve. But you've also uncovered the power within you to return to your current, to hold your course, to shape stone into something eternal. The key lesson here is that straying from your path only postpones your greatness. Consistency, even when it burns, is the force that aligns everything in its place. Ease will always whisper, but you don't have to answer. You can stand firm, guard your flow, and measure the true cost of surrender. As we move forward in this journey, prepare to explore how to forge that unyielding consistency, how to turn daily grit into unshakable habit. For now, hold this truth close. Your path is yours to shape. No matter how many times you've strayed, return to it, keep moving, let your river run deep. Stay the course, your canyon is waiting to be carved. Picture this. A blacksmith stands before a cold, unyielding slab of iron. Hammer raised, muscles tense. The first strike looms heavy, doubt creeps in. The weight of the tool feels unbearable, and the silence of the forge mocks the effort. Will it even matter? That's where you are right now, staring at the raw material of your life, hesitant to swing. The struggle of beginning is a mountain you must scale. But here's the truth. That first strike, though it trembles with uncertainty, sparks the transformation. Welcome to the heart of consistency, where forcing yourself to act day after day reshapes chaos into purpose. In this journey of force yourself to be consistent, everything falls into place. We dive into the weight of the first strike. You'll feel the strain of starting, but you'll also uncover the quiet power of small, relentless actions. Are you ready to swing that hammer? Let's forge your future, one blow at a time. Imagine yourself as a student, buried under a pile of textbooks, the clock ticking past midnight. Your goal is simple yet daunting. Study for just 20 minutes a day to master a subject that's been slipping through your fingers. Day one, you sit down, pen in hand, but the words blur on the page. Your mind screams, "This is pointless. You're too tired. You'll never catch up." The weight of that first session feels like dragging a boulder uphill. Every second stretches into eternity, but you force yourself to stay. You read one paragraph, then another. The timer dings, and though you've barely scratched the surface, something shifts. You did it. The next day, the resistance is still there, a shadow lurking at the edge of your desk. Yet you sit again. 20 minutes, then 20 more the day after. A week passes, and the boulder feels lighter. You're not just reading, you're understanding. 2 weeks in, you notice patterns in the material. Confidence flickers like a small flame in the dark. By the end of the month, those 20 minutes have built a foundation. You ace a quiz, and the victory isn't just in the grade. It's in the quiet pride of knowing you didn't quit. That first strike, though it trembled, cracked open the iron of doubt. You forced consistency, and bit by bit, everything began to align. The lesson is clear. Starting is the hardest battle, but each small swing of effort carves a path to mastery. Now, step into the shoes of a small business owner, your dream barely holding together. You've poured your heart into this venture, but the days are long, the profits are thin, and exhaustion is your constant companion. You commit to 1 hour each night for planning, strategizing marketing, tracking expenses, dreaming bigger. That first night, after a 12-hour day, sitting at your cluttered desk feels like punishment. Your body aches, your mind begs for sleep, and the numbers on the spreadsheet mock you with their stubborn refusal to grow. Why bother? The hammer of effort feels too heavy to lift, but you force it, you jot down one idea, then a second. The hour passes, and though nothing changes overnight, you've struck the iron. Night after night, you return. Some evenings, you're so drained you barely write a sentence. Others, inspiration sparks, a new campaign idea, a cost-saving tweak. Weeks turn into months, and those midnight hours accumulate like bricks in a wall. A customer mentions your latest ad. Sales tick upward, slow but steady. You're not just surviving, you're building. That first night when you almost walked away was the turning point. The weight of the first strike nearly crushed you, but by forcing consistency, you've shaped raw struggle into tangible growth. The takeaway burns bright. Even when you're weary, swing the hammer. 1 hour at a time, everything falls into place. Let's pause and look deeper. Starting anything, be it a habit, a project, or a dream, is like standing in a forge, the air thick with heat and uncertainty. The iron before you is cold, unformed, resisting every move. That first strike, the moment you choose to act, carries a weight no one else can see. It's not just about the physical effort, it's the battle within. Will you fail? Is this worth it? How many times have you stood at this threshold, hammer raised, only to lower it and walk away? The truth is, beginnings are not meant to be easy. They are the crucible where your resolve is tested. Pain is not your enemy here. It's the heat that tempers your strength. Think of a river carving through stone. The first drops of water seem insignificant against the unyielding rock, but they don't stop. Day after day, they wear down the impossible. That's you, in this moment. Consistency isn't about grand gestures or overnight miracles. It's about showing up when the forge feels too hot, when the iron feels too hard. Each small strike, 20 minutes of study, an hour of planning, reshapes the raw material of your life. You're not just building a skill or a business, you're forging yourself. So why not ask yourself, what are you waiting for? The iron won't shape itself. Lift the hammer, strike, let the transformation begin. Now let's unravel a deeper truth. We often crave the dramatic, the single earth-shaking moment that changes everything. But life isn't a lightning strike. It's a slow, steady hammering. The blacksmith doesn't transform iron with one blow. It's the relentless rhythm of strike after strike that bends the unbendable. So it is with you. That first effort, heavy as it feels, is only the beginning. Its power lies not in its force, but in its promise. If you strike once, you can strike again. And again. Have you ever considered how much of your potential lies buried under the fear of starting? How many visions have you abandoned because the first step felt too daunting? Picture a seed beneath the earth, pressing against the weight of soil. Its first push is invisible, weak, yet it doesn't stop. It knows no other way but to persist. You are that seed. The small actions, those 20 minutes, that 1 hour, may seem trivial in the moment, but they are cracks in the surface of impossibility. Consistency is your sunlight, your water. It nourishes what you cannot yet see. So don't despise the small strikes. They are not insignificant, they are sacred. Each one whispers, "You're closer, keep going." Force yourself to act, even when the hammer shakes in your hand. The iron of your struggle will yield, and what emerges will be stronger than you ever imagined. Let's get practical. The weight of beginning can paralyze you, but there's a way to push through. First, shrink the task. Don't aim to conquer the mountain in one day. Commit to one step, just 10 minutes. One page, one idea. Set a timer if you must. Tell yourself, I'll stop after this. Often, starting is the hardest part. Momentum will carry you further than you expect. Second, anticipate the resistance. Your mind will throw excuses, fatigue, doubt, distraction. Acknowledge them, but don't negotiate. Say, I hear you, but I'm doing this anyway. That's how you forge willpower. Third, you should anchor yourself with a why. Before you swing that first hammer, remind yourself why this matters. Is it a better future? A skill you crave? A dream you refuse to abandon? Write it down if you need to, and keep it where you can see it. Finally, celebrate the act of starting, not the outcome. Did you sit down for those 20 minutes? Did you show up for that hour? That's the victory. Reward yourself with a nod, a deep breath, a quiet "I did it." These small rituals build the habit of consistency. Force yourself to strike, even when it feels impossible. You're not just starting, you're shaping your destiny. Now, Mate, let's lock in that momentum. Consistency isn't a one-time choice, it's a rhythm you must cultivate. Start by creating a non-negotiable window. Pick a time each day for your small action, whether it's early morning or late at night. Tie it to an existing habit if you can, like studying after breakfast or planning after dinner. This pairing makes the new action feel less foreign. Next, remove friction. Lay out your tools the night before. Books on the desk, laptop charged, notes ready. The fewer barriers between you and that first strike, the easier it is to begin. When doubt creeps in, and it will, have a fallback plan. If you're too tired for 20 minutes, commit to 5. If an hour feels impossible, do 15 minutes. The key is to act, no matter how small. Track your strikes, too. Use a simple calendar or app to mark each day you show up. Seeing those marks stack up is fuel for your fire. Lastly, brace for setbacks. A missed day isn't failure, it's a pause. Return the next day without guilt. Consistency isn't perfection, it's persistence. Force yourself to keep the rhythm, even when the beat feels off. Each strike, no matter how faint, echoes into everything falling into place. As we close this chapter on the weight of the first strike, let the truth settle into your bones. Starting is your greatest battle, but it's also your greatest power. You've walked with a student, feeling the grind of those first 20 minutes transform into confidence. You've stood with a business owner, turning midnight exhaustion into steady growth. You've reflected on the forge of beginnings and the hidden strength of small blows. The lesson burns clear. Force yourself to strike, even when the hammer feels too heavy, and consistency will shape your raw struggle into something unbreakable. Every small action, every trembling start, is a step toward alignment, toward everything falling into place. As we move forward, carry this with you. The next section will build on this foundation, showing how consistency becomes your unyielding armor. For now, remember this mantra as you face each new beginning. Strike first, strike steady, shape your tomorrow. Picture this, a towering tree, ancient and unyielding, standing firm as a violent storm rages around it. Winds howl, rain lashes, and lightning splits the sky. Yet the tree does not break. Its roots, buried deep in the earth, grip tighter with every gust. You are that tree. Life's storms, setbacks, distractions, doubts will test your resolve. They will push you to bend, to snap, to abandon your path. But here, in this moment, you must decide. Will you uproot yourself at the first sign of chaos, or will you anchor deeper through consistency? Welcome to Standing Firm in the Storm, a journey within the greater quest to force yourself to be consistent until everything falls into place. This is not about avoiding the tempest, it's about learning to thrive within it. Feel the rain on your face, hear the thunder in your chest, and know this, your unwavering commitment is the root that holds you steady. Are you ready to stand firm, no matter what comes? Imagine yourself as a runner, lacing up your shoes on a dreary morning. The sky is a heavy gray, spitting rain that chills your bones before you even step outside. Your body aches from yesterday's miles, and a voice in your mind whispers, "Rest, skip today. What's one missed run?" You've been training for months toward a personal record, but the weather, the fatigue, and the endless self-doubt threaten to derail you. Every fiber of your being screams for comfort, for the warmth of your bed. Yet you stand at the door, staring into the storm. You don't feel ready, you don't feel strong, but you move anyway. Day after day, you push through. Rain soaks your clothes, wind bites at your face, and some mornings, your legs feel like lead. Friends question why you don't wait for better conditions. Why torture yourself, they ask. Inside, your own fears echo their words. What if this effort is wasted? What if you're not enough? But you silence them by showing up. You run through the downpour, through the doubts, through the days when progress feels invisible. Consistency becomes your shield. Each step, no matter how small, roots you deeper into your purpose. Then the day of the race arrives. The storm is past, and the track lies before you, gleaming under a rare sun. Your legs, once heavy, now carry a quiet strength forged in those brutal mornings. You run, and something miraculous happens. Your body moves faster than ever before. You cross the finish line, clocking a personal record that once seemed impossible. As you catch your breath, the truth hits you. It wasn't the perfect weather or a sudden burst of talent that got you here. It was the choice to run, day after day, no matter the storm, like a tree gripping the earth. Your consistency anchored you through every setback. You stood firm, and victory grew from that unyielding ground. Now, see yourself as a parent, juggling the chaos of work and family. Your days are a blur of deadlines, diaper changes, and endless to-do lists. By the time the kids are asleep, exhaustion wraps around you like a heavy fog. But you've made a promise to yourself. Every night, after the house quiets, you'll spend an hour building a skill, writing, learning a language, or studying for a certification that could change your future. This isn't just about you. It's about showing your children what persistence looks like. Yet, night after night, the couch calls, sleep beckons, distractions, social media, a buzzing phone, a fleeting worry claw at your focus. Tomorrow, the tired voice in your head pleads, do it tomorrow. But you don't listen. You drag yourself to your desk, even when your eyelids droop and your mind feels like sludge. Some nights, you only manage a few sentences or a handful of vocabulary words. Other nights, you stare at the screen, fighting the urge to quit. Colleagues at work don't understand why you're pushing so hard. You've got enough on your plate, they say, and the doubts creep in. What if this never pays off? What if I'm wasting my time? Yet, you keep showing up. You carve out that hour, guarding it like a sacred ritual. Consistency becomes your quiet rebellion against the chaos of life. Months pass, and one night, something shifts. A piece of writing you submit gets accepted. A test score comes back higher than you dared hope. You realize you've built something real, something lasting, brick by brick, in the stolen hours of exhaustion. Your children notice, too. They see the fire in your eyes, the way you've refused to let life's storms uproot your dreams. Like a tree in a tempest, your nightly commitment has held you steady. You've stood firm, and now the fruits of your consistency begin to bloom, not just for you, but for those who look to you as their shelter. Pause for a moment. Look around at the storms in your life, the setbacks that sting, the distractions that pull, the doubts that gnaw at your resolve. How often have you seen these as enemies, as reasons to stop? But what if the storm is not here to destroy you? What if it's here to shape you, to test the depth of your roots? A tree does not grow strong in endless calm. It learns resilience when the winds roar and the rains pound. So it is with you. Consistency is not about waiting for perfect conditions. It's about choosing to stand firm when everything tells you to fall. Think of the times you faltered. How many goals have you abandoned because the storm felt too fierce? How many visions have you buried under the weight of a single bad day? The truth is this: chaos is inevitable. Distractions will always swarm like flies. Setbacks will strike like lightning. But they are not your undoing. They are your forge. Each time you choose consistency over surrender, you drive your roots deeper into the earth of your purpose. You become unbreakable, not because the storm stops, but because you've learned to stand within it. So, embrace the tempest. Let it howl. Your unwavering commitment will turn its fury into fuel. Let's go deeper. Imagine your consistency as the unseen roots of that ancient tree, burrowing into the soil far beneath the surface. Above ground, the storm rages, visible, loud, chaotic. But below, in the quiet darkness, your roots grow stronger with every choice to persist. No one sees them. No one applauds them. There are no instant rewards for showing up on the days you feel invisible. And yet, this is where your power lies. The world may only notice the tree's sturdy trunk or its sprawling branches, but you know the truth. Without those hidden roots, there is no stability, no growth, no life. Have you ever considered the silent victories of your consistency? The mornings you forced yourself out of bed, the nights you pushed past exhaustion, the moments you chose discipline over distraction? Each one is a root digging deeper. These acts don't make headlines. They don't earn immediate praise, but they build something unshakable within you. When the storms of life strike, it's not the flashy moments or the fleeting highs that hold you steady. It's the quiet, relentless habit of showing up. So, honor those unseen efforts. Trust that every small act of persistence is anchoring you for the greater battles ahead. Stand firm. Your roots are stronger than you realize. Now, Let's turn philosophy into action. Distractions are the gusts that threaten to uproot you, but you can stand firm with deliberate steps. First, identify your storm. What pulls you off course? Is it the endless scroll of your phone, the weight of others' opinions, or the lure of instant comfort? Name it. Write it down. Seeing your distraction on paper strips it of its power. Next, create a barrier. If it's your phone, place it in another room during your focus time. If it's negative voices, limit your exposure to them. Build a wall between you and the chaos. Then commit to a non-negotiable. Choose one action, running, writing, studying, and decide that no matter the weather, no matter the mood, you will show up for it. Start small if you must. 5 minutes, 1 page, a single step, but do it daily. Tie this act to a trigger, a specific time, a place, a ritual, so your mind associates it with inevitability. Finally, when distraction strikes, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, will giving in now build my future or uproot my progress? Let the answer guide you back to your path. Consistency isn't glamorous, but it's powerful. These small choices, made again and again, are the roots that keep you grounded. Stand firm. The storm will pass. Setbacks are another storm, often more brutal than distractions. They hit like thunder, shaking your confidence and tempting you to quit, but you can weather them. First, reframe the blow. When a failure or obstacle strikes, don't label it as the end. See it as feedback. Ask, what can I learn from this? Write down one lesson, no matter how small. This shifts your mind from victim to victor. Next, return to your why. Why did you start this journey? Reconnect with that fire, whether it's a better life, a personal record, or a legacy for your loved ones. Let it pull you back to your feet. Then take one step. Don't aim for perfection, aim for motion. If you've missed days, don't dwell on the gap. Start again now. Show up, even if it's messy, even if it's slow. Finally, attract your persistence, not just your progress. Mark every day you choose to continue, regardless of the outcome. A simple check mark on a calendar can remind you that standing firm matters more than the storm's intensity. Setbacks are not your defeat, they are your proving ground. Each time you rise after a fall, you deepen your roots. Force yourself to be consistent. Everything, yes, everything, will fall into place. As the storm of this section fades, look back at the ground you've held. You've seen the runner defy the rain and doubt to claim a hard-earned victory. You've witnessed the parent carve out sacred hours amid chaos, building a future from exhaustion. You've reflected on the storms as teachers, the silent power of unseen roots, and the practical steps to weather distractions and setbacks. The takeaway is clear. Consistency is your anchor, the force that keeps you steady when life's tempests rage. It's not about avoiding chaos, it's about standing firm within it, day after day, until the winds calm and the sun reveals what you've built. You are the tree in the storm, rooted deep by every choice to persist. Trust in this truth as we move forward. The next section will challenge you to see how consistency transforms not just your actions, but your very identity. For now, hold this close. No storm can uproot what you've planted with unwavering resolve. Stand tall, dig deeper. Your roots will hold through any tempest. Picture a solitary builder, standing before a vast, empty field under a gray dawn. In their hands, a single brick, rough, heavy, unremarkable. No one watches, no one cheers, yet they place that brick with unwavering focus. The first of thousands, the foundation of a tower that will one day pierce the sky. You are that builder. Every effort you make, every quiet moment of discipline, is a brick in the hidden architecture of your greatness. The world may not see it now, but with each consistent step, you are constructing a monument of achievement that will stand the test of time. In this journey of forcing yourself to be consistent, where everything falls into place, we uncover a profound truth: the power of compounding effort. It's not the grand gestures or the fleeting bursts of inspiration that define your success. It's the daily grind, the unseen persistence, the choice to show up when no one else does. This section, the hidden architecture of greatness, reveals how your quiet, consistent actions stack up over time, creating results beyond your wildest imagination. Feel the weight of that brick in your hands. Are you ready to build? Imagine yourself as an artist, tucked away in a cramped, dimly lit studio. Every morning, before the world stirs, you rise, you mix your paints, steady your brush, and pour your soul onto a canvas no one will see. Day after day, for years, you create hundreds of paintings, thousands of strokes, each one a whisper of your dreams. Friends scoff. Why bother? No one buys your work. Family urges. Get a real job. The silence of rejection stings, sharper than any winter wind. Yet, you don't stop. You can't. Something within you, a quiet, stubborn fire, drives you to keep painting, even when the gallery doors stay shut. Years pass. Your hands grow calloused, your heart heavy with doubt. But you persist, stacking your unseen bricks, building a tower no one yet notices. Then, one day, a stranger wanders into a small exhibition where a few of your pieces hang. They pause, they stare, they feel the weight of every stroke, every sleepless night, every tear you've shed in solitude. Word spreads like wildfire. Suddenly, galleries call, collectors bid, critics rave. Your name, once whispered in obscurity, now echoes in awe. What changed? Not your talent, it was always there. Not your passion, it never wavered. It was time, it was consistency. Each painting, each unnoticed effort was a brick in the tower of your greatness. And now the world sees the monument you've built. The lesson burns bright. Consistency compounds. You didn't see the tower rising as you painted in the dark, but every stroke added height. Every day you showed up, you forged a legacy. The world may ignore your early efforts, but it cannot deny the structure of your persistence. Keep painting. Your moment is coming. Now, picture yourself as a young worker, scraping by on a modest wage. Each month, after the bills are paid, a small sum remains, barely enough for a fleeting indulgence. But instead of spending it, you choose to save. You tuck away a few dollars, a humble brick in the foundation of your future. No one notices. No one praises you. Friends splurge on luxuries, laughing at your frugality. Live a little, they say. Doubt creeps in. What's the point of denying yourself now for a tomorrow that feels so far away? Yet you hold firm. Month after month, year after year, you invest those small amounts, watching the numbers grow slowly, almost imperceptibly. A decade passes. Life has thrown its storms, unexpected expenses, sleepless worries, but you've kept stacking your bricks. Then, one morning, you check your account. The number stares back at you, staggering. What began as a trickle has become a river. Financial security, once a distant dream, is now your reality. You can breathe easier, plan bolder, live freer. Those small, consistent choices, denying instant gratification for long-term gain, have built a tower of stability no one saw coming, not even you. The truth is undeniable. Consistency is a quiet architect. Each dollar saved was a brick, each decision a step upward. You didn't feel the tower rising beneath you, but now you stand atop it, gazing at a horizon of possibility. Keep saving, keep building. Your future self will thank you for the monument you've crafted. Pause for a moment. Look at your life as if it were a sprawling construction site. Every habit, every choice, every moment of grit is a brick in the tower of your greatness. But here's the paradox. While you're stacking, you rarely see the structure taking shape. The world doesn't applaud your early efforts. No crowd gathers to marvel at the first row of bricks. And yet, isn't it true that the most enduring monuments, whether a cathedral carved from stone or a life forged through discipline, are built in silence? Your consistency is the mortar binding each piece together, the force that turns scattered efforts into a masterpiece. Think of a river cutting through a canyon. Drop by drop, it seems insignificant. But over centuries, it carves a path so vast, so breathtaking, that the earth itself bows to its persistence. You are that river. Each day you show up, you erode the obstacles in your path. Each time you choose discipline over distraction, you deepen the channel of your potential. Why do you doubt the power of your small actions? How many towers have you abandoned, not realizing you were mere bricks away from the summit? Consistency compounds beyond imagination. It's not just about the brick you place today, it's about the weight of every brick before it. Pressing down, solidifying your foundation. Trust the process. You may not see the tower yet, but it's rising. Keep stacking. The view from the top will steal your breath. Let's dive deeper. Consistency isn't just a habit, it's an alchemist, turning the lead of mundane effort into the gold of extraordinary results. You toil in the shadows, believing your work is small, insignificant, but time is the crucible where your persistence transforms. A single brick means little. 1,000 bricks, placed day after day, become a fortress. Why do we underestimate the slow burn of steady action? Have you ever considered that the greatest achievements in history, be it a symphony composed note by note or a skyscraper erected floor by floor, were born from the same quiet resolve you summon every day? Picture a seed buried in the earth. It doesn't sprout overnight. It waits, unseen, drawing strength from the soil, pushing against the darkness. Days turn to weeks, weeks to months, until one day, a shoot pierces the surface, reaching for the sun. Your consistency is that seed. Each effort, though buried in obscurity, gathers power. Time is your ally, not your enemy. It multiplies what you give it. So, why rush? Why demand instant results when the architecture of greatness demands patience? The hidden truth is this: consistency and time are partners in crafting miracles. What feels like a grind today is the scaffolding of tomorrow's triumph. Don't fear the slow pace. Embrace it. Stack your bricks. Let time do its work. The monument you're building will stand as a testament to your unwavering will. Now, let's ground this in action. You've felt the fire of inspiration, but how do you keep stacking your bricks when the days feel heavy? Start small, but start now. Choose one area of your life, be it health, skills, or finances, and commit to a single, consistent action. If it's fitness, walk for 10 minutes every day. If it's learning, read one page. If it's saving, set aside $1. The size of the brick doesn't matter. The act of placing it does. Make it so simple that you can't say no. Consistency isn't about intensity. It's about showing up. Next, protect your rhythm. Life will throw distractions, urgent tasks, fleeting temptations, but guard your daily brick like a treasure. Set a specific time or trigger. After your morning coffee, before bed, during your commute. Link your action to a habit that already exists, so it becomes a seamless part of your day. When doubt creeps in, whispering, "This isn't working," pause. Remind yourself, every brick counts. You're not just walking or reading or saving. You're building a tower. Write down one reason to keep going. Let that reason be your mortar. Finally, track your progress. Mark each day you stack a brick on a calendar, in a journal, with a simple check mark. Watch the chain grow. Let it fuel you. You're not chasing instant results. You're crafting a monument. Keep stacking. The height will come. Consistency isn't a straight path. It's a journey through storms. Doubt will strike hard. You'll question if your efforts matter when results seem invisible. Here's how to stand firm. First, anticipate the storm. Know that every builder faces moments of despair. When you feel like quitting, breathe. Step back. Ask yourself, am I one brick away from a breakthrough? History is filled with those who stopped just before the summit. Don't be one of them. Second, anchor yourself with a vision. Write down what your tower will look like when it's complete. A healthier body, a mastered skill, a secure future. Keep that image close. On the hardest days, when your hands tremble and your heart falters, let that vision pull you forward. You're not stacking bricks for nothing. You're building something eternal. Third, seek small wins. If the tower feels too far, celebrate the wall you've completed. Ran a mile today? That's a brick. Finished a chapter. Another brick. These micro victories remind you that progress is real, even if the world doesn't see it yet. When the storm of doubt rages, stand tall, keep building. your consistency will outlast any tempest. As we close this chapter of The Hidden Architecture of Greatness, let the truth settle into your bones. Consistent effort compounds over time, creating results beyond imagination. You've seen it in the artist, whose unseen canvases became a legacy. You've felt it in the saver, whose quiet choices built a fortress of security. You've reflected on the alchemy of time and the power of small actions. The lesson is clear. Every brick you place, no matter how unnoticed, is shaping a monument of achievement. The world may not see your tower yet, but it's rising. Keep stacking. Keep believing. Your greatness is inevitable. As we move forward, prepare to explore how consistency not only builds towers, but also forges unbreakable resilience. For now, hold this mantra close. Let it echo in your heart with every step you take. Stack your brick today. Your tower will touch the sky. Picture this: a weaver at their loom, hands steady, threading each strand with deliberate care. The tapestry before them is incomplete, a chaos of loose ends and tangled knots. Yet, with every consistent stitch, a pattern emerges, a masterpiece of purpose and clarity. This is your life, right now. You've toiled through storms of doubt, wrestled with the weight of inconsistency, and forced yourself to show up, day after day. And now, in this moment, you stand on the threshold of harmony. Everything is falling into place. Can you feel it? The transformation is no longer a distant dream. It's the rhythm of your heartbeat, the quiet strength in your bones. In this chapter of your journey, we celebrate the beauty of consistency, how it weaves the scattered threads of your chaos into a life of meaning. You fought for this. You've earned this. Let's step into the light together and see what you've created. Years ago, you were just another dreamer with a battered notebook, scribbling ideas in the dim glow of a desk lamp. The world didn't see your vision. Investors laughed, friends doubted, and late nights blurred into early mornings with nothing to show for it. You were that struggling entrepreneur, drowning in unpaid bills and endless rejections. But you didn't fold. You forced yourself to be consistent. Every day, you made one call, sent one email, refined one pitch. Even when your hands trembled with exhaustion, you stitched another thread into your tapestry. You showed up, not because it was easy, but because quitting was never an option. Fast forward to today. You stand at the helm of a thriving business. The office buzzes with energy. Clients trust your name, and your vision, the one mocked as a pipe dream, now shapes lives. How did this happen? It wasn't a sudden miracle or a stroke of luck. It was the quiet power of consistency. Each small, steady action wove a stronger foundation. Every no you endured became a knot in the fabric, holding the greater design together. Now, as you look back, you see the tapestry of your hustle, a masterpiece of grit and purpose. The chaos of those early days has transformed into harmony. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You forced yourself to keep threading, keep weaving until everything fell into place. The lesson is clear. Consistency turns struggle into strength. It's not about grand gestures or overnight success. It's about showing up, day after day, even when no one else does. You didn't just build a business, you built yourself, and that's the true victory, knowing that every stitch, every choice to persist, crafted the life you now live. Now imagine another version of you, not the entrepreneur, but the soul searching for peace. Life once felt like a storm, relationships strained, self-doubt roaring, and inner turmoil a constant companion. You felt untethered, lost in the chaos of your own mind. But something shifted. You decided to force consistency into your days, not through grand actions, but through quiet, daily self-reflection. Each evening, you sat with a journal, pen in hand, and faced yourself. Some nights, the words came easily. Others, they burned. Yet, you kept at it. You stitched your thoughts, one by one, into a tapestry of understanding. Over time, the transformation unfolded. Those strained relationships, they began to heal as you learned to listen, to communicate with clarity born from knowing yourself. That inner turmoil, it quieted as you uncovered patterns, fears, and dreams long buried. You found peace, not because life's storms vanished, but because you became the anchor within them. Consistency in facing yourself, day after day, wove a fabric of harmony where chaos once reigned. Now, when you look in the mirror, you see not just a reflection, but a masterpiece of growth. Every entry in that journal, every moment of honest reckoning, was a thread that brought clarity to your purpose. What does this teach you? That consistency isn't just for external goals. It's the loom on which you weave your inner world. You don't need to conquer mountains to find peace. You need only to show up for yourself, stitch by stitch, until the pattern of your life reveals its beauty. Pause for a moment. Look at your life as if it were a tapestry on the loom. See the threads of your past, some frayed from failure, others taut with effort. Do you notice how the seemingly mundane stitches, the ones you placed without fanfare, now form the most intricate designs? Consistency is your craft, and you are the weaver. Every day you choose to show up, to act, to persist. You add a thread to this grand design. It's not always glamorous. Sometimes the work feels like untangling knots in the dark, but over time those knots become part of the pattern, a testament to your endurance. What have you woven so far? How many dreams have you nearly abandoned, only to pick up the thread again? The beauty of consistency is that it doesn't demand perfection. It asks only for persistence. Like a river carving through stone, your steady efforts shape the landscape of your life. Chaos, whether it's a failing venture or a fractured heart, feels like an enemy in the moment. But it's not. It's the raw material of your masterpiece. Consistency transforms that chaos into harmony, not by erasing it, but by integrating it into a greater whole. You don't just survive the storm, you weave its wild energy into your story. Think of the weaver at their loom. They don't see the full picture at first. They trust the process. Threading one strand at a time, so must you. Trust that each small, consistent act is building something extraordinary. Your life's harmony isn't a gift from the heavens. It's a creation of your hands, your will, your unyielding choice to keep weaving. Let's go deeper. Why does consistency bring everything into place? It's because life is not a sprint across a finish line. It's a slow, deliberate crafting of meaning. Picture a vast field after a tempest, mud and debris scattered everywhere. You could despair at the mess, or you could start rebuilding. One brick, one step, one stitch at a time. Consistency is that act of rebuilding. It's the quiet resolve to plant a seed even when the ground feels barren. It's the courage to thread a needle when your hands shake from doubt. Have you ever considered how the smallest actions ripple into the largest transformations? A single word of kindness, offered daily, can mend a broken bond. A single hour of focus, carved out each morning, can birth a legacy. These are your stitches. They seem insignificant in isolation, but together they form a tapestry of harmony. Chaos doesn't disappear. It's woven into something greater. Your failures, your missteps, your sleepless nights. They're not flaws in the fabric. They're the shadows that give depth to the light. So stand back for a moment. Look at what you've created through your steady hands. The harmony you feel now, the sense that everything is falling into place, is no accident. It's the result of your refusal to abandon the loom. You've woven through pain, through uncertainty, through the temptation to quit, and now the pattern emerges, clear, purposeful, breathtaking. You are both the weaver and the work of art. Keep threading. The masterpiece is still unfolding. Now, let's ground this in action. You've seen the power of consistency through stories and reflections, but how do you sustain it? How do you ensure that everything keeps falling into place? Start with this. Commit to one daily stitch. Choose a single small action tied to your vision, whether it's writing one page, making one outreach, or reflecting for 10 minutes. Do it without fail. Mark it on a calendar. Set a reminder, or tie it to an existing habit like your morning coffee. The key is to make it non-negotiable. You're not building a skyscraper in a day. You're laying a brick, but do it every day. When doubt creeps in, and it will, pause. Ask yourself, what's the one thread I can add right now? Don't overthink. Don't aim for perfection. Just act. If you miss a day, don't unravel the whole tapestry with guilt. Pick up the needle and start again. Consistency isn't about never faltering. It's about always returning. Keep a record of your stitches, a journal, a checklist, anything to remind you of the pattern you're weaving. Over weeks, months, you'll see the chaos of your life transform into harmony, not because the world changed, but because your steady hands did. Here's another tool to keep everything falling into place. Guard your loom. Your consistency is precious, and distractions are thieves waiting to steal it. Identify what pulls you away: endless scrolling, toxic voices, or the lure of instant gratification. Set boundaries. Carve out a sacred space or time each day where you focus only on your craft. Tell yourself, this hour is mine to weave. Turn off notifications, silence the noise, and protect your progress. When chaos strikes, a setback, a crisis, don't abandon your work. Instead, adapt. Shorten your daily stitch if needed, but don't stop threading. If you can't write a chapter, write a sentence. If you can't run a mile, walk a block. The act of showing up, even in miniature, keeps the pattern alive. Remember, harmony isn't the absence of chaos, it's the choice to weave through it. Guard your consistency like a treasure, and watch as your life's design becomes ever more vivid, ever more whole. As we close this chapter, take a moment to stand back and admire your tapestry. You've seen how consistency transforms chaos into harmony, through the entrepreneur who built an empire stitch by stitch, through the soul who found peace in daily reflection, and through the quiet wisdom of your own steady hands. The lesson is undeniable. When you force yourself to be consistent, everything falls into place. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's the deliberate act of showing up, of threading one strand after another, until the scattered pieces of your life form a masterpiece of purpose and clarity. You've come far, but the loom still hums with possibility. The next section of your journey awaits, where we'll explore how to sustain this harmony even when new storms arise. For now, hold this truth close. Your consistency is your power. Keep weaving, keep crafting, keep trusting the process. The pattern of your greatness is already emerging. Keep threading. Your masterpiece is taking shape.